Trae. Come on, it's the day with Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Really excited to dive a little bit more into Black Men Run Seattle. We got Cory McCall in the building. He's going to be telling us about his experience and how he's one of the lead runners here. He's going to let us know what's going down. We heard earlier this week from Willis, and so I'm so glad that we got to finish this week up in this phenomenal, almost like Fitness Friday, as we talk about this men's health initiative. But of course, it is the top of the show, so it's the time where you get to participate and you join in helping this show grow by sharing it with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on the Day with Trae. And you know what? If you can't watch us, we still got you covered, believe it or not, because you can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find me wherever you find your favorite one. So honestly, we're here in TV format, in audio format for you. We got you covered all around. But before I get into it with Cory, I just want to say that, you know, when we think about how we're building community, this week we've heard from so many amazing guests about how community is built in different spaces, in different nodes, coming from either a shared interest, a shared need for something, right? Or, you know, when we think about the artist world, you know, musicians have this amazing sense of community as they support one another. They go to one another's shows. They uplift and spotlight one another. They do collaborations. And we're seeing the same thing happen in the artist world, you know, where we have amazing artists coming together to join and form collectives of their artistry, do amazing murals all over the city and beyond, and also support each other's exhibits, art installations, all types of things. What I'm learning here every single weekday with you all is that no matter who I'm uplifting or we're spotlighting on the Day with Trae, there's forms of community that are happening all over the place. And when I'm telling you to be inspired, I'm literally just encouraging you to find that node of community for you. And if you already have it, amazing. If you don't, you know, start with a shared interest. You know, I always say if there's an amazing organization in your community that you're inspired by, start there, volunteering, seeing if they have volunteer hours or events where they need more volunteers than they normally would in their day in, day out business. This is the time where you get to find a way to be a part of all of these nodes of community that are brewing and building in your neighborhood. And I encourage you to do so because that community is better off for having you there. And so are you. It's such a mutual benefit. And I can speak to this, you know, from example, because being a part of so many different nodes of community, you see, I'm wearing my Emoji Fest shirt. And just this past weekend, right? Like I wanted to wrap it up with this because to see community come out for Emoji Fest once again, which is such an amazing continuation of legacy and history. It's beautiful because that's where people are seeing family members again. It almost feels like a huge family reunion as people are meeting more folks in the community, tapping in with some amazing organizations that got booths and amazing vendors. But it's really a place where community comes together. And it is a showcasing of those nodes of community that I was talking about and that our guests have been sharing here today. So after this short break, I actually get a chance to talk with Cory McCall. We're going to dive into this node of community that we learned a little bit about earlier this week from Willis. We're going to continue that conversation about Black Men Run Seattle right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Listen up, Puget Sound.
This is a call to my fellow Black business owners.
It's your girl, Vasa Gordon.
It's your boy, Eric Calligraphy, and I know times are tough out here.
Especially for our restaurants, dude. I already know you're feeling the weight.
But let me be clear. We're not going to stand by and watch our community struggle.
Here at Back to Base and Converge Media, we know Black businesses are the heartbeat of our community.
You bring the culture, the flavor, and the soul. And we need you to keep on thriving.
We need you. So that's why we're opening our platforms to you. Whether it's telling your story, shining a light on your challenges, grabbing resources for you to know about. Dude, we even want to help bring more customers through your doors.
Man, we got you. Are you a restaurant owner trying to keep your lights on? A new business fighting to make your mark? Whatever your story, we want to hear it and help.
In order to make that happen, we need for you to head on over to whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let us know what's happening. Let Back to Besa and Converge Media amplify your voice and help drive traffic to your business.
Man, don't wait. Converge Media is here to uplift Black business in the Puget Sound. So man, make sure you visit whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let's rise together.
Waitress, the hit Broadway musical Baked from the Heart, is coming to Fifth Avenue Theater. This little slice of heaven musical offers a special recipe for finding happiness in unexpected places. With original music by Grammy Award winner Sarah Bareilles, this musical is a dash of dreams and a pinch of heart baked to perfection. Don't miss this brand new production. Get a taste of this delicious musical March 11th through 30th. Order up at fifthavenue.org and satisfy your sweet tooth with the most delectable show of the season. Make plans now to get a little slice of this perfect musical today.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Cory McCall. What's up, Cory?
Hey, what's up, Trae?
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. Well, this is phenomenal. You know, we were talking a little bit about it earlier this week, and I'm so glad that you could join us to kind of wrap the week up.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenal initiative that is happening all over the country. And Black Men Run Seattle, it has now cemented itself in place. Tell us a bit about how you got engaged.
I was kind of one of the initial co-founders of Black Men Run Seattle. When I discovered the organization at the time, I was living on the East Coast. And, you know, like most of us, we're kind of going about our days scrolling through social media. And I saw a shirt. And I said, oh, I want that shirt. Like, how do I get that shirt? And initially, I thought it was a fashion trend. And when I did some digging, I discovered it was actually a global organization. So the organization was started by two brothers in Atlanta. One brother started the organization because he had a stroke. He had a health scare. And his doctor said, you know, you need to do something. You need to start working out. And it took off. And so now there's chapters all over the US and all over the world, to include our new chapter, Black Men Run Kenya. And so when I got to Seattle, like most people, Seattle's a transient city, so I was looking for community. I was looking for people that looked like me. I wanted to connect with brothers. I wanted to get into the community. And early on, me, Johnny Ficru, a couple of others said, hey, we can do this here. I feel like we can do this here. And that's how I got started here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know it was global. That's phenomenal, honestly, Cory. And really, it's a testament to the need, right?
Yes,
I mean,
right.
because we talk about Black health in
absolutely.
general. We see the statistics, we see the data.
Yeah.
There's something that needs to happen in terms of normalizing the things that we know probably we did back in the earliest days of civilization. Was we had a better understanding of food and our relationship with food,
Absolutely.
which I think really contributes to a lot of the health inequities we see today. Yeah. But to have something that is focused on Black men is very special. Yeah. And thank you for seeing that and bringing it here and starting this. But how has it been to get more men involved? How have y'all been doing that over the time?
So each individual chapter is kind of a grassroots organization. Each chapter kind of has their own freedom, how they do their recruiting, things like that. Mainly social media and just the presence. When you see a bunch of Black men running down the street, we got all the cool swag, the shoes, the gear. Naturally, if you see someone looking like you doing something, you're like, I want what those guys got. I want to do that. And so the emphasis is we try to spread awareness. You know, as you alluded to, the health statistics don't lie. Black men are at the highest rates of obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes than any other race prevalent, period. And that is our mission. We are dead set to change that. And so we always just, if we're running and I see brothers, I'm like, hey, come on, you need to join us. We're here. Come on, come out here. We want you. We need you. we feel you. I know how you feel. You know, we know how you feel on the inside, and we want you to be around. We want the longevity. We want your kids to grow up and see you happy and healthy and living a productive life as Black men.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my question is the different levels of running. Okay, now look,
yeah.
I know because Willis was like, there's Black women run, Black girls running. I'm like, oh gosh, my dad used to have me running. Oh my gosh, and it was not a cool experience, right? I love now looking back on the memory, but I was out of breath. I was trying the whole time, and it was so interesting that time with my dad. But how do y'all accommodate these various levels of how people are entering?
Yeah, so walkers. And we have a motto, no man left behind. So typically some of our faster guys are some of our slower guys when new members show up, because we want you comfortable. We want you out of your comfort zone and to build that base, because just like anything you first start doing, when you don't know how to do it, it's hard. And we have seasoned marathoners to inexperienced runners that will train you, help you get a training plan together, and we'll do it with you. And so we want you to feel comfortable. So some of our slower runners, we work with them day in and day out. And now some of our slower runners actually start leading the pack after a few weeks. And the progression, you smile like a proud dad, because they don't even realize it's happening. Wow. So we accept walkers too. Walkers, runners, anybody, just movement in general, because the first thing we want you to do is get one foot in front of the other. And if you can start there, the rest is history.
You know, it's great to hear that, because I think there's a lot of apprehension too. I mean, like, you know, people are like, whoa, wait a minute. Like all of this stuff is a bit beyond me. I'm just kind of starting. I don't know if I got the right shoes, if I got the right gear. All of that is what you can gain an understanding of when you're in community. So it kind of just comes back to my thought here around building community. Willis talked a bit about that. How are you experiencing this kind of community building? Because it's beyond just health and wellness. It's also like a community building initiative.
So, you know, the first thing, not actually living in Seattle, I kind of live outside of Seattle, but the first thing I noticed was the lack of community. And I said, how can I find my tribe? Where are they? You know, the Black men here somewhere, you know, coming from Virginia, coming from North Carolina and things like that. They got to be here. We just got to figure out a way to get them outside, you know. And so we've done several events that we do collaboratively with other local run crews. So we tend to find some there. We have the upcoming Fame Church run that we're going to do. So we're going to start there. And we're based in South Seattle, where a lot of the Black population is. So we tend to keep that home base and stay in our community. You know, we don't want to go to other particular areas that we're not really there. I feel like if you start in your community and you're there, they'll see you. And most of the people that do run with us live in that very same community.
Wow.
So we keep the community strictly home base. South Central District, South Seattle, Rainier, that's where we're at.
You know, it says a lot, honestly. And when I think about someone like myself and so many others that I know that grew up in these areas, and we've seen a decrease in Black home ownership, Black even rentership in these areas due to, you know, high prices, gentrification, all of the things. It's great to hear that y'all recognize, like, hey, this is where we're at. This is where we can be visible to others who need this as much as we did, right?
For sure.
So there's something to be said about it. But you also got another amazing upcoming run. Y'all are going to be doing the Station Coffee House, and you told us a little bit about it. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so we're going to do the Station to Station coffee run. The Station, if you didn't know, is a Black-owned coffee shop here in Seattle, very popular. They've opened up a new location. So we're going to start at the previous location and run to the other new location. And that's going to be open to families. We're going to open that up to the rest of the running community, just to continue to support those businesses as we've done in the past with Black Coffee Northwest. We've held events with them. Also, we have something we do every February during Black History Month called Circle the Block. That is an initiative led by us, where it focuses on Black health. We get a lot of the creatives in the creative space, Black health professionals, and they come out and give classes on nutrition, yoga, meditation, running. All Black creators out there leading Black people for Black health.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you got to come check us out, Circle the Block.
Yeah, Circle the Block. So y'all got a lot going on. And of course, that's my next question, because I always got to give you time to make sure folks know how to tap in. And before I get to it, you said something. Yeah. And I thought of myself, you know, right? I'm raising a 10-year-old. Yeah. My 18-year-old I'm still raising him, but you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I think about my son and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually quite phenomenal, right? But it's just him, right? Like, how young are your runners? Like, what does that look like? I mean,
so to allude to that, 2 weeks ago, we did the Black Men Run Northwest Regional Meetup. And so what that is an annual event where all the West Coast chapters get together and we run Mount Rainier. We had guys there with their kids. In fact, one of the guys from the Black Men Phoenix chapter, his son actually took first place. And I think he was maybe 9 years old in the 5K. So you got runners out there as young as 8 years old, 10 years old, 9 years old. If you expose the child early, they'll fall in love with it. So we got young runners, old runners. I'm one of the babies of the bunch. All our runners are 50s, 60s, guys that are really in great shape and just are consistent. So, yeah.
That says a lot too about the consistency and having an anchor for that. Really, it's like y'all are all accountability partners for each
absolutely.
other, which is beautiful to see. Of course, if folks are trying to tap in, they want to be at the next run, they want to be learning more and staying engaged, look right there, let them know how they do it.
Yeah, so you can find us on our Instagram at Black Men Run Seattle. That's BMR Seattle. And our Facebook page, Black Men Run Seattle as well. And if you want to connect with a chapter in any other city, just go to blackmenrun.com, look up Find Local Chapter, and there'll be information on how to connect with that chapter. And as well, if you want some cool drip, go check out the gear shop as well, and that's on blackmenrun.com.
Oh, Cory, this is phenomenal. Thank you so much for being here today. And I'm telling you, if y'all got other updates, you want to come back for, promoting the Circle, the Block, please.
Absolutely.
This is the show for y'all. We got y'all.
Gosh, thank you.
Absolutely. Wow, y'all. What a phenomenal way to learn more about Black Men Run Seattle. I get to wrap up all of this right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, I can do school in my free time and make it work, to I could only focus on school and I could be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. Like, I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation Scholarship did for me.
Empowering the community one connection at a time. ConnectWA is your partner in finding the support you need. Download the app today and experience the difference that a connected community can make. Learn more at eec-wa.org/connectwa-app.
Truth Talks is the hottest streaming show on TV. Catch all the truths about pop culture to politics and today's biggest stars.
Why tiptoe through life?
Monday through Friday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on Fox Soul.
My hair is definitely unique in the rodeo industry, and not a lot of girls wear their natural hairstyle. And since I do, it makes it a lot harder to find equipment that fits my head the right way. When I speak about being unique, that's what I mean is, why should we have to change our hairstyle for safety maybe? Why can't they create something for us to be ourselves in and still be safe on the trails? You don't have to change the way you look because you're beautiful the way you are.
Ready to be intentional with your spending? Whether you're gifting it or using it for yourself, the Buy Black card allows you to shop at many different Black-owned businesses across the greater Seattle area, like Love a Latte, Dramer Ice Cream, Maltese Beauty Supply, Pizza by Ruffin, The Spa House by Queen Care, and so many more. You can see the full list of participating businesses when you sign up for your Buy Black card at intentionalist.com. And thanks to our friends at BECU, you'll save 20% when you load your card. Spend like it matters with the Buy Black card.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guest today, Cory McCall, for joining me and giving us more detailed insight on Black Men Run Seattle and how he started this phenomenal initiative, organization, community group, health wellness initiative. I mean, there's so many different things that Black Men Run Seattle represents, and it's beautiful to see in our community and to know that this is part of a global effort. If you're someone out there who's like, man, I need need this. I got Black men in my life who need this. Please spread the word. Go to BMR Seattle on Instagram or Black Men Run Seattle on Facebook, and definitely check out the amazing website at blackmenrun.com. This is something that we definitely want to pour our love into so it can continue to grow here in the Seattle and Pacific Northwest area. I'm just inspired by what Cory shared here today. I want you to be inspired because you too can find a way to build community. If you don't feel like you're a part of it already, or where is it? There's so many different things that are happening in community that you can tap into, and Black Men Run is just one of them. I want to thank you all so much for joining me this week. It's been a phenomenal week with some great guests. I really appreciate all the love you're pouring into the Day with Trae, because this is really a show where folks come to share so much of what's going on that we can all be inspired by. So I thank you so much for joining me. And y'all know I'll be back until Monday at 11 a.m., y'all. Peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.